along the baseline at Alico Arena after his team's 74-63 win over Florida Gulf Coast University. A second half that saw you fall behind by 8, but roar back the last 10, 12 minutes of the game. You went on a huge run, had about a 24-10 advantage at 1 point, Scott, and you win by 11 and got the ball into that lane area, that decision-making spot there, that 2-3 zone, and you guys made either the shot from there or made a great pass, great decision.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't start by saying congratulations to C.J. Fleming that when they threw the ball up tonight, he became the all-time leader in games played, surpassing one Braden Hobbs in the history of Bellarmine University. And, you know, this gentleman right here coached him in junior high.
Really?
And he said, you know, Coach, there's no words to describe my emotions of watching this kid play. And, you know, the challenge, there's hundreds of thousands of kids that look like C.J. Fleming. How come they're not him? The way he was raised, his parents, his dad coached him. As a teammate, that kid, you know, it's amazing. He is an amazing basketball player. There should be a study done on how people become C.J. Fleming. But the game was won defensively. It's ironic. We talked all week about not being a team that just had to shoot the ball well. Because when you have to, you know, you go on the road in league play, you may not shoot it well. Now what are you going to do? Well, tonight we shot 43-3, but we held them to 36. And in the second half, they shot 34. You know, even though we got outscored 15 from the three-point line, I think the other biggest key was we did rebound the ball in the second half.
I think they only had 2 or 3 offensive rebounds in the second half, so that was a big improvement.
No question. You know, in the zone, we had 40 minutes, literally 39 minutes of going against zone defense. It was a different zone because the big kid affects the game so much. You know, he averages right at 30 minutes a game. He played 34 tonight. You know, and he goes a double-double. He's 10 points, 10 rebounds. But, I mean, we threw everything we had at him. And you know, then you figure in, you know, Dunn Martin, I mean, he just goes by you. So it's tough. They're tough to defend. Again, Bo, that scouting report. And, you know, let's look at the big picture. This is 4 games in 8 days.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Overtime on Saturday against Jacksonville. We practiced Sunday morning, got in a bus, and drove 6.5 hours to Jacksonville, Alabama. Played Monday night and arrived back on campus around 4:15 a.m. Tuesday. Off Tuesday in class. Wednesday morning practice, film, practice, more film. Flight to Orlando, hour drive to DeLand. Play Wednesday or Thursday night, and then get up and have practice at 9:30. Film and practice 9:30 Friday morning. Bus a little over 4.5 hours over here. More film. Walk through this morning and come from, like you said, 8 down, win by 11. That's our 4 games in 8 days.
Right. How did you feel you did against the transition defense? That was something you were concerned about.
A+. I mean, fast break points, they had 10, we had 10. You know, but the reason is because we had 4 turnovers. That's why. Live ball turnovers against them, you're done. You're done. Because they're going to get easy baskets, and then when they got an inside-outside presence, you give them 5 easy baskets in transition, you can't win. I mean, just break the game down. I know, Mark, you've been drilling this in my head about our turnover stats the last 4 games. What is it?
7. Average of 7 the last 4 games.
And we were 4 tonight.
We had 4, so it'll drop
21 assists on 26 baskets, 4 turnovers. And the difference, that allows us to get 60 shots off, and they only get 61 off because they turned it over 13 times, and we go 14 for 14 from the line. You know, sometimes we overcalculate this game, and it's so hard. Sometimes maybe you just look at the thing, we went 14 for 14, they went 6 for 8. Now, a lot of those were late when they were fouled, so I understand that.
And it's good to have the kind of, it's like an anesthesiologist. CJ just puts people to sleep there. When he goes to the foul line, he can make them.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I really didn't understand why they kept fouling him the last minute and a half of the game.
Well, we are going to make sure he has the ball.
Well, I
Give
know,
us
but
a little
one
credit.
time, Dylan touched it, Ethan touched it,
Yeah.
Justin touched it. We threw it back to CJ and they fouled him.
I'll tell you, I can't tell you how good Justin Betts played. Here, this is becoming Bellarmine.
Yeah.
So he goes 10 assists, 9 rebounds, but he didn't score a point.
Right.
But he's the most valuable guy on the court.
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, they have him with Dylan against Jacksonville. Didn't score a point.
Yeah. He killed him in the middle of that zone.
I mean, that's basketball.
Somebody that maybe needs to be mentioned, too, because he came in the first half and scored 7 points. Sam
my
DeVault came
gosh,
in and
he was great.
kept you right in there.
He did. And you know what? Well, it forced him to go small. And then when they went small, then now the big kid's out of the game. If they'd have left the big in there the whole time, we'd have played him second half. But went down 8. We had to have stops. It's ironic. We talk all the time. Like Thursday night, we were up 17 at halftime. So we talked about they will make runs if we give up second shots, which we did. They got a ton of them, and if we turn the ball over. Well, what do you do tonight when you haven't played great, but you're up 1 at halftime? You tell them now, conversely, if we get rebounds, and then we get going, then we'll build a cushion. We won't turn it over, and we'll get the good shots. And the whole key, if you want to get analytical, is we attack the baseline in the second half. I mean, every time out. I said, even if you run through, we got to get that defense all the way down to the baseline. We were too bunched in the middle of the court. And then all of a sudden, we get baseline cuts and layups.
3 or 4 layups.
Yeah, that was technically the big key.
Yeah.
Do you need to know scores?
I've already got them right
You got
here.
them here? Okay. You're set then.
Jacksonville State by 10 over Liberty.
Yep.
Ends their big winning
Led the
streak
whole
at home.
game.
How about Stetson, who huffed and puffed their way to 47 points against Bellarmine and scored 113 today against Eastern. 33 made threes combined by both teams.
I tell you who's really good. Kennesaw's really good. We've watched a lot of film of Kennesaw, and people are playing. Kennesaw's really good. Jacksonville, that score doesn't surprise me. They're Liberty. Wow, I wonder how I'm interested to get back to my room to see how the game flow of that game was. I mean, was it 4 they fouled and it went to 10, or I'm curious to see.
No, I don't think so. They were up.
They had the whole way.
Yeah,
they were up. Yeah, they were up
much.
12 or 14 at halftime.
Well, the long day continues tomorrow because we're up.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Yeah.
So we've got a 4:15. We got 3:45 wake up, 4:15 bus, 6 a.m. flight to Baltimore, and back on campus a little bit afternoon.
And the weather is going to cooperate.
Weather, as far as we've checked, we're good to go. And I feel sorry for the people up east. I know Louisville got hammered with a whiteout last night. So, this is a heck of a week. That's a heck of a week.
Yeah,
it's an amazing basketball team.
Well, Bellarmine is now 7-1 in the conference, and right behind Jacksonville State, who is 8-0. Liberty suffers their first league loss. They're 5-1. They lead the Eastern Division. So we'll play them Thursday night.
All right, guys, and I want to thank the people that are down here.
Yeah.
We had a heck of a group behind us.
We did.
People that live here, people that came down for the trip. Boy, I thank them people. This was awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Scott.